The Israeli military says its defensive systems are currently working to intercept missiles launched from Iran. People in Israel have been told to get into protected spaces and remain there until further notice. Well, this announcement comes after the Israeli government joined Iran in agreeing to a ceasefire first announced by US President Donald Trump this morning.
Even at these moments, the Air Force maintains air alert to eliminate threats and take rapid offensive action.
And in some news just in, Israel's defense minister says the country's military will launch powerful strikes on Iran. That comes less than 4 hours after the two countries declared that they would be involved in this ceasefire. But in a statement that's just come to us, Israel Katz said, "I have instructed the IDF to respond forcefully to Iran's violation of the ceasefire with powerful strikes against the regime and targets in the heart of Tehran." Shortly before the announcement, Israel's government and military warned they had detected missile launches from Iran heading towards the country's north. So we are in a precarious situation again. Let's bring in our Middle East correspondent, Matthew Doran, who joins us live from Be'er Sheva in southern Israel. Matt, hi there. I want to talk to you about what's going on there in a moment, but this doesn't look very promising, this latest news coming through.
Lorna, it's certainly concerning, and I think it goes to the point of just how fragile this situation is. While there had been a lot of a flurry of activity before this ceasefire seemingly came into force at around 7 a.m. local time, with six waves of Iranian missile barrages coming towards Israel, and then a period of relative calm. The fact that these Iranian missiles have now been detected, they have been intercepted. I've just seen the alert come through from the IDF that they were intercepted. No casualties or injuries were reported, but we are already hearing that very fiery rhetoric from the Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz, promising retribution there. The Finance Minister, Bezalel Smotrich, has also said that Tehran will burn as a result of this. So in terms of a ceasefire, yes, the Israeli government may well have agreed to this proposal, which has been put forward by the United States, by the president there, Donald Trump. But this is not going to be playing out in Washington or in the White House. This is going to be playing out in this region, and if both sides here are going to continue firing upon each other, then this ceasefire really isn't worth the paper that it's written on, if indeed it is even written on paper, of more of a verbal agreement at this stage. So we'll wait to see how that plays out, because I think I think we need to be reluctant to jump to any conclusion here that this whole situation has been shattered immediately. But in the course of the next couple of hours, how Israel responds to this latest barrage in the north, and we do want to stress that those sirens, warning sirens, were issued in northern Israel, up near the Lebanon border, the city of Haifa. We are very far south from there in Be'er Sheva. We did not hear any warnings or alerts there, nor were there any sirens sounding or alerts in Tel Aviv, the major population center here in Israel. This was isolated further up north, but regardless of that, Israeli authorities are responding as they see fit, and that will dictate what we see over the next couple of hours with whether this ceasefire holds or not.
So you made your way down to Be'er Sheva today, Matt. This is where the latest Iranian missile did get through. What's the damage?
Yeah, so 6 waves of Iranian missiles came through before 7 a.m. One of those missiles did slip through Israel's air defense systems and have hit an apartment building here in Be'er Sheva. I just want to give you a bit of a sense as to what's happening here at the moment. You can see just how much damage has been sustained to the building, and you can actually see further up in the top of this building, you can see that there is a ladder in there. There are rescue crews operating throughout the building at the moment, trying to figure out whether or not there are people who are trapped in there at the moment. There have been a number of casualties, a number of fatalities recorded at this site, and crews are still combing through the area. It is quite significant just how much damage there is, not only here at this building in particular, but we're standing in a car park at the moment. There's a wreckage of a pretty heavy-duty SUV next to us, or a pickup truck next to us. Down on the street, there are a number of shop fronts that have been blown out, experiencing significant damage. There's a bus which has had a number of windows blown out from the shockwave from this strike. So I think when this missile hit here in Be'er Sheva ahead of that 7 a.m. deadline, some people were thinking maybe this would mean that the ceasefire didn't come into force, because there would be some sort of retaliation for the fact that lives have been lost here. But that did not appear to be the trigger. Indeed, this situation happening further north may be what is putting this region back on a very precarious footing.